Okay, it's Sunday night, and this is the Great and Glorious Tarot Shows, hosted by me, Great and Glorious Nick Dutch. And we've got a few questions today which we're going to answer. And as usual, if you've got any questions you want to add to the show, then basically let me know through an email through YouTube. If you'd rather have a live reading, then basically go to nickdutch.co.uk. But first and foremost, the first question is very simple, a little woody maybe. One particular user is just asking, how is his future going to go? Now, I don't normally do general readings, especially on a service like this, but this is going to be a new one for basically both of us. But I'm going to answer your question, and I'm designed this very loosely based upon the Celtic Cross spread. So we got some forces around you in the here and now. Okay, we got your inner self, we got your outer self. General feeling I'm getting on your inner self is that of essentially a question of lack of knowledge. You've still got to do an awful lot more digging to try and get so much more quality of information. There's a good feeling of self-actualization about yourself, so you're already in a good quality confidence state. But confidence is only okay if you've got enough knowledge to be able to turn that into something which is nice and solid in the future. And we got that symbolized on your external persona, because you're very good at promoting the fact that you're very good at doing a wide variety of different things, a wide variety of different skills on the outer personality side of things. Now let's just expand the reading a little and have a look at what's happening in the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. The subconscious mind is still talking about a sense of isolation. It's also again demonstrating you're a person of great intellect, which is not normally signs that we would normally see in the deep subconscious mind. But there's also a few minor issues still lurking inside you from the past. Proverbial skeletons in the cupboards, proverbial monsters under the bed, which are still basically affecting you subconsciously. You're going to have to do a fair bit of introspection to clear that up, alright? But essentially I feel that there's going to be a lot of progress from there onwards. Now in your conscious mind side of things, that's looking brilliant. I mean, that is a perfect mirror to what we saw here on the external personality. The Two of Swords reversed. In this case, it's still talking about a sense of clarity and generating feelings of agreement between yourself and other people, generating good quality relationships, and I'm seeing your conscious mind as being great. But it is almost as if you're like hiding something in your deep subconscious mind that somehow needs to be dealt with or got rid of. When we look at the reflection on the past, because this particular position refers to the reflection upon the past and ancient history, this one's talking very much about serious decisions which have been made. Sometimes it would appear against your own will and from someone else's point of view, which have affected you in the here and now. It's almost like you're reflecting upon the past and thinking, I wish things hadn't quite gone that way. So there's a spur to action there to try and make sure you use much more of your own decision-making capacity and don't allow other people to control you there, okay? But then let's move forward to the anticipation of the future, which is again looking really rather positive. Now, in a standard relationship reading, the Two of Cups, which is what we have here, is a perfect sign. We've got it reversed, but on the other hand, this is based upon the Celtic Cross star spread. So essentially the meaning would have to be different, would have to be changed as well. So there is an anticipation of romantic energies coming into your life, which I think is really rather good. But there's also much more of a meaning relating to the other factors we've already seen here, namely dealing with the issues in the deep subconscious mind, applying your, I would say, team building skills, which you're kind of like waking up to. Other factors in your conscious mind, such as desire to do more and more hard work, carry on promoting yourself positively. All of these factors are coming together within the next 2 to 4 months, so it is anticipated. But that part of the reading just deals with yourself and essentially self-perception. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand beyond that and have a look at what the reading says is going to happen in the short-term, mid-term and long-term future. And then also in the unexpected signs as well. Alright, well the first thing I'll point out is that your future doesn't have any serious negatives associated with it. So obviously we're not seeing like major diseases, we're not seeing like homelessness, we're not seeing financial destruction of the most extreme order. And we can say that the general trend here is that of survival. But your short-term future, that's dominated by being in the right place and being at the right time. And also, again, we've got a mirror reflection to the loving energies we saw earlier on, and the anticipation of the future part of the reading. Remember, this is not the actual future, this is the anticipation of the future. Here in this column, this is where we have the actual future. And again, we have a repeated motif, namely the cup signs. And it seems like you're going to become a person who is dominant in a relationship with somebody else, which I think is quite an interesting sign, quite an interesting feeling, because you're asking about your general future, okay? But essentially, I'm getting some romantic signs coming through here as well. Your midterm future, namely 3 to 6 months from now, that shows some signs of much more energy being put into what I would say would be your work and your career. As if you've given yourself a new goal, probably as a result of contemplation. We saw on the reflection upon the past that there were some decisions that had been made which you didn't necessarily want to have made, which had been affecting you, probably making you a little upset, as we saw in the Hermit card reversed on the subconscious mind part of the reading, which also wasn't making some of the forces around you in the here and now, namely your inner self signs, quite as happy as they could have been. I would say that the lust card here, as it's called, is essentially talking about lust not only for change, but also to be the person who's actually in control of your life. So this is a very intriguing situation, I feel, because your short-term future, quite calm, not that much action, maybe a bit more contemplation, and also building the this romantic connection which the reading is talking about, and also a feeling that after that you'll have got yourself stable in other areas and you'll be able to focus much more on work/career side of things, and forcing yourself into a new goal to try and improve old skills, develop new skills, and push your life further forward. Now, I think this is going to be an interesting time of your life, because when we hit the unexpected signs, because the third card in the vertical part of this reading is regarded as the unexpected signs. Essentially, something's going to come along which you hadn't previously anticipated. And this is talking about a sense of community and also a sense of understanding, a sense of sensitivity, emotional sensitivity to someone else's needs. So although we've got rather selfish signs within the first 6 months of this reading, okay, when we're looking further into the reading, what we're seeing is much more of a sense of, I've now got to where I want to be, so now I can actually open up my heart to other people and other people's needs. Possibly later on this year, you'll be developing some interest in doing something for charity. That would make a lot of sense to me. Your long-term future signs, we've got a bit of a bitter taste there. It's not a bad sign. It's actually still quite a positive sign. Still talking about energy and vitality. But there's a sense of resentment coming from someone else towards you. That will be an intellectual challenge later on. I'm still not seeing it as being totally serious. So this is still looking like a positive reading. Okay. Alright, guys and girls, what you've just seen there is a demonstration of a version of the Celtic Cross style spread being done using the Book of Thoth Tarot. If you want your questions added to the tarot show, get online and give me an email, and I'll be more than happy to help. If you want to get a live reading, I've currently lowered my prices down to just $1 a minute on nickdutch.co.uk for both the text chat and the and calls. So I look forward to hearing from you again soon. Prices are due to vary. Better put that disclaimer in right now. Anyway, speak to you soon. Bye for now.